And my apologies for the late start. I'll shoot with you guys. I was originally setting the show for 9, and then I thought about it, and I was like, no, there's no way. We'll probably tape 2 episodes tonight, which was correct. And I'll set it for 10, and I was like, no, wait, I'll set it to 10:30. And sure enough, I literally just walked in the door a few minutes ago, so it does make sense. So what we're going to do tonight is something that we don't do very often, and we're going to fully cover the live to tape edition of Destination X from Global Force Wrestling Impact. And my name is Owen, if you don't know me by now, and joining me as always is Ashley.
Oh, yes.
Lots of
The marathon begins.
Yes. Welcome to the Long Pop Weekend here on the Popcast Network. We're going to be discussing everything under the sun, from WWE to Impact and Ring of Honor and all points in between. So sit back, relax, and have some fun tonight. So,
thinking about it, at least for me,
right,
it's basically wrestling every day until I go live to Shikara.
Yeah, pretty much.
Practically. Oh, no, sorry. No. It's because I'm just thinking, obviously, tomorrow you've got Southpaw Regional Wrestling Season 2.
Yes, I just found out about this.
Stealthily just announced. That the 30-second teaser that Cena's put up, it's like, okay, Daniel Bryan's in it, Seth Rollins in it, Rhino's in it, the old guys are in it as well from the first season. Oh boy. I hope it's more than 4 episodes.
So it's going to be a lot of crazy things.
Saturday we've got the NXT Ring of Honor stuff. Sunday SummerSlam. Monday Raw. Tuesday SmackDown and WCPW stacked. Then Wednesday and Thursday. Well, Wednesday's Lucha and NXT and Pro Wrestling World Cup Night 1. Then you got Pro Wrestling World Cup Night 2 on the Thursday, as well as the Impact, what got partly recorded tonight and probably partly recorded tomorrow. I guess Friday's a day off. And then Saturday you've got the Pro Wrestling World Cup finals and McGregor Mayweather. So it's basically that I've got something to bloody cover for 8 of the next 9 days.
Yep.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah, so much going down tonight, as always, and that's basically what we're going to do with our schedule for the Long Pop Weekend. So we got a lot of cool things coming your way this week, especially if you're a wrestling fan here on the Popcast Network. And it seems like a lot of you are, because weirdly enough, Ashley, and you remember this, one of the first times that I believe when Impact went to Destination America, we did a one-off podcast, and that was one of our most viewed shows that we've done. I think it's just our regulars wanted to see you shoot on Impact, to be totally honest.
Now you see, I was thinking of this. I was thinking. But considering everything that happened on this show, I think I need to upgrade it.
Oh no.
Oh, we're gonna have some fun, boys.
Oh Lord. It can't end well.
Fucking Gage when you've got this fucking guy. Oh, by the way, hi, Go Sox time.
So, as you probably know.
Bo Socks Tim.
Timbo.
Something to do with socks.
Timbo.
Is he related to Congo Kong?
I don't think so. And I see a Kevin Baker. Thank you for joining us tonight, Kevin.
Hopefully he's still around. I did, you know. We were going to start a few minutes late, mainly because we always bloody do. But
right.
This time it wasn't my fault. It wasn't technical issues. It was the venue's too far away from Owen's place.
That is totally incorrect. The venue is extremely close to my place.
Oh, it's too close. Did Alberto just randomly come in and go, fuck, and then it's just like...
Well, I can tell you right now, if you read my Twitter whatsoever, you would know that I'm very indifferent to the two tapings. There's a lot of things I really liked a lot, and there's a lot of things I really didn't like. One major thing I really hate, but that's because of it's not really a personal thing. It's just the fact that I don't buy it. I'm sorry, I just don't.
There is a lot of there's good stuff, and there's admittedly, there's more crazy shit than there is good stuff this week, at least in my take.
I mean, we called a lot of stuff, as always. So I guess we'll see. Let's just go ahead and start, shall we? First off, we'll start with the new ring. We officially now, it's green and blue, lime green ropes. I completely love this. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Also, because I haven't seen it, is that thing where they just have Fight Network hype promo at the start on every single show?
It was right before Destination.
There's like a map of the world, and it's like, here's Pro Wrestling Noah, here's The Crash, here's AAA.
It was pretty cool. I won't lie about that.
Here's Global Force.
I really enjoyed this. The video, okay, say what you want about Impact. I know a lot of people will. Probably not the ones listening to the show right now. But I will say that they do know what they're doing when it comes to video packages, and always have. I believe David Sahadi's still doing their video.
I'm questioning the video. I'm questioning the video intro.
Okay.
The video package was good, but the video intro, it's like, okay, you're trying to say that you're the worldwide force in pro wrestling?
Worldwide leader in Sports Center. No, that's not right.
Oh, no. God.
So, yeah.
So,
you want to get started?
We actually start off with Bobby Lashley showing up with America Top Team.
Yeah, I mean, this was...
And Jarrett getting into some argy-bargy, playful, like, BDS... Well, not BDSM, but, like...
Wrong wording.
Just, like, friendly... Well, you know, he must be into that. He must be into that. That was his only sighting on the show. And the fact Karen was only seen once.
Right.
They're getting down with it.
I'll give you that.
So, you know, it's like everybody else comes in, you know, he shoves him in a sort of a playful manner and walks off because he doesn't want to be associated with this shit, apparently. So there we get to the actual opening video. Mackenzie Mitchell backstage. I will admit this is the first time I've actually seen this and seen her.
Right.
I can't make fun of Great Caruso anymore. or Dasher Prancer fucking Blitzen. Because Mackenzie, the delivery, oh my God, it's like...
I know.
I'm outside Bruce Prichard's office because we're going to open with a big announcement. It's like, you know, I've been trying to get him. Bruce, are you there? not even like trying to shout through the door. Like, raise her voice. It's just like, Bruce, are you there? Bruce, are you there? And then you see this like vague shadow come up to the door from behind, because I guess because they've shot it in such a way so you can just see it for a second or whatever. And the door opens, and you don't see anything, and just like, but you're not. And then the door slams in her face, and she goes, "You'll never guess who's behind the door." Not even like, "You'll never guess who that was." It was just like, "You'll never guess it." You know, it was like monotone. It's like, it's fucking Steve. Is Steve right here? Is he keeping on trucking like Reservoir Dogs?
Very nice.
What is it? Jesus Christ! So then they have the after. So then remember, they said it's opening the show. It's opening the show. It's opening the show. Fuck it. Let's put the women on.
Yeah.
Throw the schedule out the window. So we open with Sienna and Gail Kim. Sienna, of course, with KM because, you know, reasons.
It's the last bit left of the Laurel stable that is before they got rid of it. We'll get to that later. Don't worry. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very happy about that. We'll talk about
this. And this is going to be a sort of a trend going on for tonight, to some extent.
Right.
Good match.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck was the ending?
Okay. So, I'm okay with this for a lot of reasons. But let me explain why. So, we get to the finish, and Sienna goes for the AK-47. Gail kind of somewhat gets out of it. It kind of botched slightly, but I mean...
It sort of looked more like a botch and a reversal. That was the best bit.
I'll be honest, it was a botch. But she hits Eat Defeat. KM jumps on a ring apron, and this allows Gail Kim to end up forearming him off the apron. And then out of nowhere, here comes Taryn Terrell, dressed like literally Madonna and like a virgin, which I'm not complaining at all, because I'm very happy Taryn's back. And she looks great given the fact she just gave birth recently.
Oh. If you're dressed like Madonna's like a virgin. So this woman that apparently is born again Christian.
Yeah.
is like a virgining. What?
Yeah, she was... the best way I could compare it would be the Mickie James Trish Stratus angle in WWE, if you want to go in that route.
Yeah, but it's like she wanted nothing to do with wrestling.
She literally went from the dollhouse to the dollhouse in the way she acted tonight.
No, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, she wanted nothing to do with wrestling. She retired. She was happy not doing it. All of a sudden, she's back. Keep that in mind. Keep that in bloody mind.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, just... the Taryn Terrell thing, it's like, okay. Why? You know, okay, you look nice. Also, for a Christian lady, your tits are hanging out.
Yeah, there was almost, I don't know if you saw it, obviously not on the feed, because obviously they could edit that a little bit because they were an hour and a half behind. But I will state right now, that's why I use the word life tape, because of the fact that she almost had a wardrobe malfunction, but I'm pretty sure she had tape on because it looked like she was about ready to come out of her top, and they knew that's what they were going to do with the spot, so they probably taped her down so she wouldn't pop out, because there were many times at the end of that segment where she almost did.
Yeah.
That was the real Sex Ferguson, sir. And I mean, it was, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a 35-year-old single man. It was hot. I'm not gonna lie about it. But that's the point. And the fact of the matter, Ashley, is besides all the fact that It was very seductive, very sensual, and very interesting. Take that aside, Gail working with Taryn again in the ring, I'm very excited for, because that feud never really got a tap, and it made Taryn a better performer. Working with Gail made her a better worker. So I think that it's going to be great in the long run.
It still doesn't establish why the fuck is she back.
I don't know why she's back. I don't really care. I think with Angelina Love just putting her time in and leaving the company, because obviously Davey going back to school, it's one of those things that you really needed another heel and another like sexy heel. So I think Taryn Terrell's going to play that role with her brand new entrance and her brand new persona, which is really weird, like you said before, given the fact that she's a born-again Christian.
And as on top of that as well, I guess the advantage of this is we don't have to talk about this on Wednesday, because we're doing a 4-hour debate on this shit here. I guess we'll be talking about the spoilers, so I guess that will still be there.
No, I can give spoilers. We'll do spoilers tonight too, but we're also
for what happened. But I'm saying for everything that you saw and
yeah, exactly.
You can't see, we'll still cover on Wednesday. But
right.
It's just to me, it's, you know, I expected Gail not to win, because I think the payoff will probably be at Bound for Glory.
Yeah, Gail's winning at Bound for Glory, and either A, she's going to retire. She'll retire as the champion, or they'll do some sort of a screw job finish the next Friday on Impact, and then they'll drop the title.
But you were saying how they're debuting Kiera Hogan,
right? And Hanaya as well. Both of them have been signed.
Why can't we bring them in?
I think.
Why do we keep bringing all these old titles? Because I saw the crowd. Half the crowd were like, "Who's this bitch?"
I mean, I will not lie.
Some of them look bored as fuck. I think because they're expecting the piss break match to be like midway through the show, not at the start.
No, the thing about it was, number one, we didn't even talk about the dark match, but we'll get to that in a minute. The thing is, you have to look at it from the perspective of a lot of the people that were religiously going to Impact on the regular basis. A lot of the locals around here, they don't come anymore. Some of them do, but a lot of them moved on. They stuck with NXT, or they went over and they're doing other promotions now, or they just got out of wrestling in general.
Well, you've got your, I guess technically ACW and, oh shit, what's the other one that's on? FIP.
Yeah, FIP. And
admittedly, most of those shows are Ybor City, so I don't know how close that is.
It's not extremely far.
Yeah.
It's drivable if you like have a car, but I mean.
But then you've got all the indies as well, plus obviously the guys from the Performance Center.
Yep.
On the second tier are obviously doing shows in the Florida area to build up their experience and everything.
Absolutely. We have a promotion that's becoming a big deal here called AWE. Atomic Wrestling Entertainment, and they're running a lot of good stuff right now too. They're out of Cocoa Beach,
and
a lot of
the competition's there, and people have lost faith in promotion.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, it's like a couple of the times when I saw some of the surprises tonight, I felt like I was literally one of the only people that knew what was going on, because I can tell the people that were around me were a lot of general fans that may not know the product, a lot of people that have not been to wrestling in years, and a lot of people that just had no idea what was going on. But that's just the crowd sometimes. Like, hey, we were getting ready to have a storm. So it's like, hey, get out of the rain and be a part of a live TV taping where you're going to be on television all night. I mean, people will jump on that, so. I mean, there were more of the people that were into the stuff were the people that were like back behind me, because I was in the front, and about like 3 or 4 rows back is when we started to get into like the fans that actually knew who Taryn Terrell was. And obviously, and even though we're getting ahead of ourselves, that knew who Pete Williams was, which another thing I'm happy about, but we'll get to that later as well. I mean, like I said, this is leading to Gail and Taryn, with Gail winning the title from Sienna, and then Taryn is the one that takes it away and retires Gail Kim. I think that's the passing of the torch, and I think they'll do that this year. It makes sense to be a Bound for Glory, but I mean, the problem with that is that you have to take the title off Sienna during these tapings this week, which they could do. But I mean, I think Bound for Glory is going to be Gail's career versus Taryn. Taryn's going to goad Gail into something, basically saying, you're going to put your career on the line because you hate me that much. I'll take your title if you win. I'll take your title and your career if I win. And then Taryn's the one that sends Gail out.
I swear they did it on purpose, because now WWE can go, you thought Drew Galloway had been bitch slapped before? Come watch NXT. Oh, yeah. Keep remembering that marriage stuff. Yeah, so just looking back, she left in January 2016.
Right.
Apparently because of a personal decision, at least as she referred to it anyway.
Right.
I still think, yeah.
It's very interesting. I'm okay with this, though, if that's the direction we're going.
Also, I love the fact that she actually basically became born-again Christian after getting her tits out for bloody Get Hard.
Yeah. This is also true.
But yeah, it's roughly about 8 months since she had her second kid.
Yep. Looks absolutely amazing given the fact that she just gave birth like less than a year ago.
Oh, an infant Christian. What's that? We get a technical term.
Oh boy.
Well, I'm just confused.
So we move forward. Yeah, I think there's a lot of good stuff to come out of this. And then we get a video package for Matt Sydal.
Well, no, because the commentators are talking about Bruce Prichard's announcement, and then they cut a fat person in a suit that you can't see their identity backstage. And immediately, even if I hadn't seen the spoilers, just looking at the gait and everything and the appearance, it's like, why the fuck is he back here?
He's random wrestler now.
We'll get back to where we once belong.
I'm just glad the guy's on TV. He totally deserves it.
So yeah, the Matt Sydal package, apparently he's going by the Reborn gimmick again.
I'm telling you, Ashley, the way they're talking about they're talking upside down, it really makes me think they're really serious about pushing him.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight was an indication to me that they are ready to pull the trigger on him. They're just not exactly ready to pull the trigger on him, if that makes any sense.
So here comes Bruce Prichard with the belt.
He looked. What do you think about the way Prichard looked tonight? He looked older than normal too. He had his glasses on, and he definitely.
To be honest, the way he came out, I thought he crowned himself as champion.
Yeah.
The way he was holding onto that belt, it's like, Jesus Christ. So, yeah, he's a corporate consultant for GFW, and his job is to oversee all the talent and appreciates the fans' loyalty that the issues they've had over the last year. Last year? It's not been that long. It's been 6 months. And apparently next year will be better. I don't know whether to laugh about the will be better bit or next year. So here's the prepared statement from the offices. effective immediately due to an incident involving Alberto El Patron. Real name Alberto Rodriguez. Proper shoot. Alberto's no longer champ. He voluntarily surrendered the title to focus on his personal and family issues. And GFW wishes him well in his future endeavors.
That's interesting wording, too.
Yes. Is that him gone forever?
I'm not sure. That was the only time he was mentioned tonight. But then again, we still have multiple days of tapings left, so we'll see if he even gets mentioned.
So Bruce has got to handle the situation, and the company is only as good as its champ. And you know, he basically found out it's within his rights to revert the title back to a former champion. So it's going to go to the last person that held it, who is Bobby Lashley. And he wants Bobby to come out, and the Titantron plays, and eventually, here comes Jim Cornette.
Okay. Now, this is what I like to call, I think I said before, hell is frozen over. Jim Cornette is back. And I'm like...
You can't keep saying that because hell's frozen over like 15 times. Hell can't keep freezing over. The boiler ain't broken.
Yeah, well, this is one of those things that I wasn't sure would ever happen. But then again, in pro wrestling, you can never say never. And I'm not surprised it happened. And it was really one of those things that the crowd ate up 100%.
So he gives Bruce a hug and everything. He said that he wanted to hold Bobby back so he could see Bruce's face, and Bruce is like, well, this isn't the Dairy Queen, and I got a 2 Big Macs, and like, what?
I liked it. Talking about when Jim Cornette went to the Dairy Queen in Kentucky, and he almost got into a fist fight with the person that was working there. It's a story, a very storied story from a long time ago.
Yeah, that about 14 people are gonna get, because I didn't, and I'm supposed to know that shit.
I got the reference and I laughed hysterically.
Yeah, everybody else in the arena must have been going, what?
Yeah.
So Cornette's like, I understand you're a corporate consultant, but I'm a corporate specialist. And since Anthem's new in the wrestling business, are they? I guess.
For the most part,
they weren't prepared to deal with some of the volatile personalities in the business. Yeah, delete. They dealt with some people the wrong way and dealt with some of the wrong people. So they called him. And Bruce says, nobody here outranks me. Really? Jeff Jarrett? Really? You know, I'm not sure what you're doing in my impact zone, Jim. So security, please come out. And Cornette's like, why are you doing that? And he says, look, I'm not calling the police, I'm just calling security. And look, you're not my boss and you never will be. And just get the hell out of my ring. And Cornette says, oh, hold on. I'm going to say what I've got to say. And when I'm finished, then I'll go. You know, the fact is, you're right. I'm not your boss. But I've known you for 35 years, and it's always been the same. You push people around, you steamroll them. You push your agenda in the locker room and the boardroom, and you've overstepped your bound, and people are getting sick of you. I'm not your boss, because you'd have to be working here for that to happen. You're fired. What?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I actually
also
fans ate this up.
thinking about it as well, Bruce has been the least of the three that's been on TV.
Right.
Since the whole stuff. So I have no clue. Yet more instability, though. Here's somebody else to come in to try and save the sinking ship. You know, Prichard's like, you can't fire me, and Cornette says, well, I just did. Security, get him the hell out of the ring. And of course the crowd go, get the fuck out.
Yeah, that was loud. It was. I didn't know if it would make it on television, but my God, it was loud.
Well, Cornette went, come on, his family, there's children here. Like, yeah, they're probably chanting it as well.
Yeah, they were. I'm not going to deny that one.
And Bruce goes, well, I can leave on my own terms. And Cornette says, hold on a second, takes the belt, and says, now get out of the ring. And eventually the na goodbye stuff happens and all that. And Cornette says, corporate's tired of being taken advantage of. You know, let's be honest. Alberto didn't give up the title. It was stripped from him.
Yep.
Wow. This is why you don't give Cornette a live mic.
Yep. That's right.
And then, it's a new day in this company. And we're not going to have big stars come here thinking they're on vacation. So apparently Jim Cornette doesn't like Cody Rhodes. Clearly. Everybody comes here to work hard and prove that they belong, or they're going to have to deal with me. Nobody's getting this title because next week on live TV, which it won't be, 20 people are going to be in a gauntlet for the gold. I don't care who wins, but whoever has the belt and whoever's the last man, whoever holds this belt will earn it. And whoever the last man standing is will be the champion. And then here come LAX. Everybody looking like Mexican gangsters and then low-key dressed as Agent 40. One of these things is not like the others.
I still don't get the Hitman look. I still don't get it at all.
Well, I do. It's video games.
Someone asked me
why he hasn't changed it because of LAX. It's like brilliant. What were you going to say? Someone?
It's weird. Someone brought this up, the fact that Homicide was not out with Diamante, Conan, Loki, and EYFBO.
He might have been on another show.
Possibly.
Yeah. Fuck it. Also, it's worth noting, and I forgot to mention it earlier, Josh and JB on the mic. No Pope.
I was told that Pope left.
He's gone now. All going. Left, right, and center.
They're getting rid of people.
Conan saying, oh, look, we changed one lion cracker for another. I just shouldn't have to jump through hoops to get a title shot. And Jim's just like, look, this is the decision corporate made. And Conan says, I don't trust you. And Jim's just like, watch out for this silent tsunami. What?
Yeah. Conan's wording today was just priceless. I love when they give him a live mic because it's always entertaining and it always has some great gold moments.
And Loki's like, look, I respect your position, Jim, but I smell fear. And Jim's just like, look, I feel for you more than anybody, but it's out of my hands. But considering the situation, I'm going to give you the number 20 spot. And if you're as good as you think you are, you're going to win. And LAX sort of surrounds him because they're not happy. And it's like, if you put a hand on me, you're going to be in jail. And then Conan says, Bariqua's won the pen here in Orlando. What? Los Bariquas are back! Holy fuck! Get a cup and soap and honey bun for his ass in jail. And then Cornette says, I may be a cracker. What? No.
Okay. Now, I said this, and I'll say it again. Welcome, Acer. Welcome, Timbo. Welcome, Jeremy Mills to chat. I will say right now that welcome, Hyro or Gyro. My apologies if I mispronounce your name. Thank you for joining us tonight. I said this before. I'll say it again. This new 4 millionth reboot of Global Force Impact Wrestling now reminds me of Smoky Mountain a lot, because mixed with the old NWA TNA. Reason why is because the way that Cornette was working the mic against Conan and LAX reminded me exactly how Jim Cornette used to work with the Gangstas when the Gangstas were feuding with the Rock and Roll Express in Smoky Mountain. Almost down to the same exact wording, because New Jack 100% called Cornette a cracker many, many times.
Yeah, I mean, just anyway. Let's get away from the confusing shit.
Yeah.
Let's get to the Super X Cup finals.
Yes.
Taiji Ishimori, who in his entrance I thought was El Ligero with a 6 on his mask.
Yeah, he did have a Ligero look to him. I agree with you 100% on that one.
And then he just unmasked because fuck El Ligero, apparently. And then Desmond Xavier, it's like... And then the fact of the matter is, bloody Xavier won.
Are you really surprised? He signed a contract. He signed a legitimate contract with a company, and it makes perfect sense that he's the one they put over.
Yeah, but his entrance music, it's fucking terrible. You know, he might as well come out to bloody Weird Al Yankovic's White and Nerdy. That makes more sense. Just generic, like that makes CFO $sign look like bloody Ludwig van Beethoven or Amadeus Mozart.
I'm telling you, Impact has always had some good music. Like, obviously, we're talking about
not Xavier.
No, well, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, but still.
Xavier's is terrible.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. It doesn't really hype me up either.
I still say the best theme in the past decade that they've done is bloody Winter's.
Winter is good. I'm not going to lie to you. The Decay and Rosemary in general, I know it's the Nobodies by Marilyn Manson, but my God, that song's an earworm.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love that song.
But yeah, you know, the disappointing thing is as well, and obviously this is nothing against Xavier, but the guy that's being positioned for the X division is a guy that just does flips and nothing else.
Right.
If you look at like 80% of Xavier's offense, it's basically doing backflips and whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Why.
Not even Ricochet or Will Ospreay do that. They're known for flippy shit.
Yes, Johnny Mundo is an interesting story. We'll get to him later. Yeah, I mean, I think right now he's still a AAA champion, correct?
Yep.
And he's also he did the spot shows over the weekend for GFW, and now he's basically working with GFW, basically doing his old Johnny Nitro gimmick, but he's Johnny Impact now.
Is that what he's actually being called?
I'll get to that, don't worry.
Oh no!
I'll get to it. Don't worry. Yes.
Oh no!
Yes, I love Christian's TNA theme. Absolutely agree with that. I love Christian Cage's music. Totally. LAX's music is really catchy too, but I like the original one. The one they use now is kind of a knockoff of the original one they brought out when they brought LAX back in the first place. But I like that one. But this one is just kind of like they're trying, but it doesn't really work very well.
I probably just like Winters because Goldilocks is being used for a proper purpose.
I agree.
So yeah, Xavier winning with the handspring Pele kick.
Yeah, it looked good too.
Yeah. No, it was a good match, but it's just like part of me wishes that it will, if this wasn't actually storyline to build somebody else for the X division. If this was a one night only show and this was happening, Ishimori would have won it.
Oh, totally.
Yes.
Actually, one thing I really like about this, one thing Ishimori did in this match that I really enjoyed was his springboard off the bottom rope, tip up into a double stomp. Looked absolutely awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I mean, Desmond winning, I mean, he wins and everything, and then of course he gets the actual Super X Cup, and he pretty much says he's coming for the X Division champion, regardless
whoever's
who
champ
wins.
at the end of the night better know that they're coming for you.
Nashville. I did it the other day. And let's go old school. So I guess I gotta see if it's Gyro or Jero. I gotta make sure it's pronounced correctly. Let me know in chat. Definitely saying I think the X Division is doing better than 205 Live. I'm sure it probably has more viewers.
I love the fact that it's earlier on he said somebody actually pronounced my name correctly.
And then I screwed it up because I'm tired. I apologize.
I'm guessing Gyro.
Gyro. I know it's one of the two. If say H or J, and then I'll be able to pronounce it. It's Hyro. Okay, cool. I was right. Cool. Hyro. We appreciate you joining us tonight, Hyro. Yes, and feel free to continue in chat now that I know how to properly pronounce your name.
Put it down in the Urban Dictionary.
Yes, we'll put it in the notations. Yeah, I like this match a lot. Taiji Ishimori has had some decent matches since doing stuff with GFW. I don't know if he's a regular or if he signed any sort of a contract, but I'm guessing with his deal with Pro Wrestling Noah, probably not. He's probably over on like a handshake agreement, pretty much like James Storm and Moose that were there to do like Real World Tag League this past year. So that's my guess.
So Bruce Prichard and Karen Jarrett are backstage, and
I didn't see this.
She's shouting at him like, "You're never gonna be in here again. You know, I want you gone. Get out!" Like, I mean, just like, okay. So then we got Grado backstage. He's like, gonna get kicked out of the country, man. And Joe comes in. You know, you're not. You better buck up because you're not gonna. You know, when you leave, you're not gonna be a mark and go on Twitter, and you're not gonna talk to the poop sheets.
I don't care how much crap I get for this. I like the character of Joseph Park as a smart mark. It's entertaining.
You're not going to do any shoot. You're not going to do any shoots. You're going to be a man, and next week you're going to do it in the ring.
I really wish he would have said something like, "You're not gonna get that information from that Uncle Dave, are you?"
Well, I think we've established never mention Uncle Dave because then you get de-pushed.
That's a shoot.
Isn't that right, Baron?
Baron Corbin on line 1. Good God.
So then we get the X Division title ladder match between Dutt and Lee, which was, again, good, if not a very good match, in all honesty.
Definitely.
And then once again, the weird shit started happening at the end.
An odd finish.
So Caleb Conley comes in.
Who's a babyface, who has been a babyface since day one. And now, for some reason,
who is also based out of North Carolina.
It's funny because if you go back and watch, right before Trevor Lee comes out, he looks to the curtain and he basically motions for someone. So if you play that up, that was Caleb Conley the whole time. That's like, if I ever get in trouble, you know what to do, and that means run out and save me.
So Sonjay gets pushed off a ladder and through a table, and then tries to get Lee in. And then somebody just runs in. And what I love with this and the Taryn thing, the person was in the ring, and until the move happened, it was like, wait, what? Who's that? Who's that? Oh my god, it's such and such. Like, the camera angles clearly show that it's somebody. Why do you have to wait for the execution of the move to go, my god, it's Taryn Terrell? Like, so yeah. Once again, just like Taryn Terrell, the person that shows up dishes out a Canadian destroyer. And then because of that, we automatically know it's P.T. Williams. Once again, let me quickly go to Wikipedia. Just to double check that I'm not bullshitting you. On July the 3rd, P.T. Williams announced he'd be retiring from pro wrestling. 3 years and a month later, the fucker's randomly back. Again, why? He retired because his injuries basically meant that he was going to be fucked up for life. So, of course, he's back. 25th letter of the alphabet. It's good to see him back and everything, but still, it's like that. I don't know the purpose. Well, no, I see the purpose. Caleb and Trevor Lee are the new generation. Dutt and Petey are the old generation.
That's exactly what it is. And this is a tag match waiting to happen this week.
That's all it is, though. We're just going to get people that used to be in the X Division coming back.
Oh, God.
Because we think that's going to bolster the numbers for the live events. Spoilers, it fucking ain't.
Well, Ashley, let me give you a question here. Hyro's asking in chat. What do you think about Matt Riddle going to GFW?
No, that ain't happening. That ain't considering he's had personal words with the guy that owns and runs New Japan.
Yeah, that's right.
And New Japan is his dream. Also, keep in mind, we had that random 15-second video air of somebody with longish hair with a knife and redacted pieces of stuff.
Very true.
You know, I'm guessing it's Jay White.
Very well could be.
If you want it to be something interesting, let it be Riddle.
We'll see what happens.
I don't think Riddle needs, Riddle can get all the experience he wants. You know, I'm surprised WWE haven't sort of surreptitiously signed him yet. But I guess he's holding out until he actually gets to wrestle in Japan. But I think as soon as that's off the bucket list, he's going to the E.
It's very possible, but he's got a Rob Van Dam issue if he wants to do that.
We'll see.
Ira also says he thought that Chris Daniels would return. Number one, he's got a very awesome contract with Ring of Honor, which I have a feeling he's probably going to end his career in eventually.
Considering the way he was treated,
I don't think that's going to
by
happen.
Dixie, and his relationship with Jeff. Because remember, Daniels, well, probably because of his Ring of Honor contract, but he never did any of the Global Force Wrestling shows.
He did not. That's correct.
You know, I think I think he doesn't need that shit in his life. In all honesty,
Agreed. Completely agreed there.
Plus, with his, well, I don't know what his work schedule is outside of wrestling, but if he just wrestles twice in a week and then, you know, can do whatever he wants at the parks, because I'm guessing that's his secondary job, probably. I don't know.
He last time I checked, he was doing Waterworld at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Yeah. So with him doing, yeah, because if he was doing 6 straight days of shows,
right,
possibly wrestling twice on some of the days, that probably might take more out of him and then being on the shelf for 3 months than it would do him doing the 2 or 3 shows on a tour and everything, and then having 2 weeks off. Because if we, so I don't need Wikipedia anymore because of everybody that returned has returned. I'm just having a quick look at Ring of Honor schedule. So they're doing the UK stuff this weekend.
right.
Then they're doing TV tapings in Atlanta next Saturday.
Right.
They then don't have another show until the Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view in mid-September.
Interesting.
And then after that and the TV tapings, there's no shows until the 10th and 13th of October. And that's part of the Global War stuff, which basically goes over 4 consecutive days, so 12th to the 15th. Which is probably the long, and then the only other one that's listed is then tapings, the following TV tapings in Philly, the old ECW arena on the 20th. That schedule probably works better for him. Because even on the TV tapings, you normally only do 1 match a show.
True.
They don't make you do 2. So there we go. So yeah, back to Sanjay and Trevor Lee.
Yes.
So yeah, basically, the finish comes with Sanjay shoving Lee backwards off the other side of the ladder onto a ladder, which I don't know whether it's supposed to break or not.
That looked bad.
And yeah, but Lee bumps heavy anyway. Normally, he comes from the Hardy. He comes from the Hardy school. Remember,
Carolina Click.
So Sanjay returns.
Yeah, I mean, I like this match. It was fun. And I'm curious to see what they're doing with this old versus new, like the old guard versus new, new blood versus millionaires club in the X division. So yeah, I'm very curious to see where we go with this, honestly. I think it's at least a tag match for sure. And then we get your favorite announcer backstage with Bobby Lashley.
Oh, Mackenzie. It's like, here's one half of the main event, Bobby Lashley, and then just like sticks the mic right in his face. Like, They don't bother with. They don't even bother with questions here. It's just stick the mic in the face. Put it. Don't have to put it so fucking close, bitch. All right, take two, Bobby. That's what should have happened. That's what should have happened. Like, do you watch the show, Mackenzie? She should have just gone no, because that's the way it come. That's the way it came to me. It's like, it's like, of course I watch the show. It's like, wow, she must be one of the 50,000 then, because I can't even remember what the numbers. It might be in the couple of hundreds actually. Thinking about it,
close enough.
Also, apparently, it was trending worldwide on Twitter. Impact Wrestling.
Nice.
I checked. You know what was trending? Not Impact Wrestling, but York Hall was.
Oh, boy.
It'll be interesting to see whether it trends tomorrow. When it's actually on over here. It probably will. But I love the fact it's like they're saying trending worldwide, and I'm looking at the UK trends, and it's like, well, there's like current affairs stuff, like what happened in Barcelona, by the way, respects out to everybody that, has been affected by all the shit that's happened there today. But, the only stuff that's wrestling based is York Hall because of the Rev Pro show. That's it. So I don't know whether they put that there because, it's trending worldwide. As in terms of, what will be trending? Actually, I've just realized, what will be trending worldwide tomorrow? Southpaw Region of Wrestling. Not that.
Darn right it will be.
So Bobby's like, I'm not an X Division guy. How come you held the X Division title then?
Well, he's got you there.
I'm going to destroy somebody that's keeping me away from my world title. And then we get to Ohio versus everyone. Which,
Look who their opponents were, first off.
Yeah. They went with bloody Desmond Xavier's tag team partner.
Yep.
And somebody else from, I think it's one of the Carolinas. I think Jason Cade normally does the Carolina shows.
He does, normally.
So now I need to go to chat because I need to basically mention. So, Ohio versus everyone looks like that. So then you basically just realize, hang on, the capital E in their logo, if you turn it on its side, sort of looks like a W. And then you look at the O, and that looks like, no.
Are you insinuating something?
Look, if you look, the V is actually being covered up by the letter O. So I've looked at the graphic, and apparently that V is actually the letter N. So, yes, it's official. The Chris brothers think they're part of the Bullet Club. They think they're part of the NWO. It's just they got the letters the wrong way around and the wrong font.
Oh, God.
Wingdings, guys. Wingdings. You should be using Wingdings.
Wingdings for the win. I will say right now, number one, before we go any further, Yes, we're doing an NXT takeover and a Ring of Honor podcast on tomorrow night, which means if you're listening to this live,
Saturday.
If you're listening to this live, it's not tomorrow. If you're listening to this on archive when it's supposed to go up, yes, tomorrow night as it's Saturday night. We'll be talking Ring of Honor and NXT on Saturday.
If NXT is that shit, we'll just talk about bloody Southpaw Regional Wrestling.
We're definitely talking Southpaw Regional Wrestling. And as a matter of fact, we might just bring Southpaw into Monday's show for Raw.
I've got confidence in Raw sort of being all right though.
Yeah.
SummerSlam, on the other hand, Sunday could be fun.
Yeah, that might be an interesting show. So yeah, this match was good. It was the first time I've seen the Chris brothers, which they haven't been under masks, or in this case, bandanas, because they're the ring riders for JCW, and of course, Irish Airborne. This match was good. It was short, but it was really strong style. And I like the first spot, like right away, first spot, Zachary Wentz hits a straight up pump kick. It's like, then death starts down from there, and it's just so many good things. And Cade got finished off with the super kick to the face and to the knee combination. I like this. I like the idea that, and I said this before, I said this tonight in the crowd, that I really think the Chris brothers for a while are going to work with teams they're familiar with, or teams that are made up of at least one person they're familiar with. And that's a good way to introduce them to the Impact audience, too, that don't know anything about OI4K.
Also, I like the fact that the finisher is basically
high-low.
It's basically total elimination, just with a big boot instead.
Yep. And you do realize that we are obviously we're not, because Desmond Xavier's a babyface and he's doing different things. But
is he a babyface doll?
Yeah, I mean, I think we are very close to getting a rematch that we could have seen before with EYFBO, Scarlett and Graves, and OI4K. Obviously not in the same gimmicks, not in the same gimmicks at all, but we could get something like that. And the fact that we're going to get the Chris brothers versus EYFBO for the tag belts down the line, I really think that's going to be a golden opportunity. And I'll tell you another thing, too. If Reno Scum wouldn't have gotten hurt, I really think that might be their spot right now, because they basically have taken over the goth lifestyle. I noticed that Papa from the band Ghost was on the gear of the Chris brothers. I noticed that tonight. And
part of me though does wonder when Sammy's coming in. And is that the excuse as to why he isn't on the
I'm almost positive. I'm almost positive that's going to happen.
And then he takes, just like CCW, then he takes over GFW. So then he's got Pro Wrestling Revolver and God knows how many other shows that he's basically running now.
Sammy coming in, I think, is the next possibility. I know I mentioned before that there was an opportunity for, I know B-Boy just left Lucha Underground and he asked for his release. I think B-Boy could show up in GFW. And I'll just say it right now. I would not be shocked if we see Austin Aries return. Even though I still think he's probably going to Ring of Honor.
That would be the better one.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I don't know whether he's in good favors with JEFF.
So, Ashley, we have a question from one SSS in chat. Hello, greetings. He says, "Hey, British guy, do you know when WWE would bring the UK Championship? It's been since May." Titles are being defended in the UK. I've noticed that.
Having listened to the latest special Observer bit with the guy who wrote that article, which I showed off last week.
Yes.
About the failing Raw ratings. But the sounds of it, WWE can't be bothered to bring that TV show because basically, they haven't got any competition because the ITV thing is on temporary hiatus.
Right.
On top of that, coming from what came out of the shit, I am questioning whether Sky even wants WWE on their product anymore, considering it's not getting the views, and as was rightfully said in the stuff and in the article, the amount that they're having to pay for Premier League soccer football rights keeps going up and up and up, which means other stuff's had to take a hit. All the tennis coverage, at least bar the major tournaments that they have, is now going to be on Amazon in the UK. So yeah, Amazon's now getting it. So you never know, Amazon might be getting WWE soon.
Hey, it probably do really good for ratings,
and not just via the network. And the other thing that interesting came out of that, they're trying to push the network in India, which is the article that's coming up in next month's mag. And they're trying to charge, $9.99 a month over there. You know how much you have to pay in US dollars for an entire year of Amazon Prime in India? $15.
Oh, God.
Why would people spend the equivalent of $10 a month on wrestling when they can get an entire year of Amazon for $15? They're approaching it completely stupidly. And as Will rightfully said, what they should be going for is the lapsed fans in America and the UK.
Right.
Not new markets that aren't going to make them enough money. Because of the currency stuff as well, whether it be Brexit or who knows whatever, the amount Sky is having to pay in terms of deals is obviously going to go up because the pound is weaker against the dollar. So when it was previously like 50 for every dollar cost 50 pence sort of over here, I know that much for a fact because of how much I was getting games on Humble Bundle for cheap. Now $1 is worth about 80 pence. So extrapolate that up. That's like a 40%. Hang on. That's a like 60% increase compared to what it was like a few years back. So that don't make sense. So yeah, you're still going to be seeing the UK title defended in certain places. I mean, ICW just put up the 4-way match that they had at Shug's house party. It just got defended in Progress. Oh, sorry, no, it would have had it not been for the injury sustained with Darius Carter over the weekend. They might do something as part of King of Trios if WWE... Well, considering WWE's let them be part of King of Trios, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to do something there. Possibly with the UK title, who knows? So we'll see. Trust me, I want to see the UK stuff as well. Then again, most of the UK indies are doing it anyway. Because as I've been saying for the past couple of weeks, the WCPW shows, okay, there's international talent there as well, but there's some British talent getting a chance to shine. I mean, okay, Travis Banks isn't British, but because he's New Zealand and everything, but he's based out of and trains everybody at Fight Club Pro. And that promotion's run by Trent Seven.
Right.
So those two guys are basically my gods at the minute because it's a promotion that's local to me. One basically co-owns it with with somebody else, and the other guy is basically in charge of the wrestling school.
Makes sense.
And he's getting his push now as if to go, he's going places within the next 12 to 18 months. I would not be surprised if Travis Banks does go far or even wins Bowler.
He'll go far. I don't know if he's going to win, but maybe.
It depends on the way that the matches pan out, because I don't think they've announced the brackets yet, or at least the matches. Should probably go and check that now, because considering the way they work, they probably announced it tonight. No, they haven't tweeted anything since August. Oh, thank God. So that'll be next week then.
One SSS says, spoiler, Wade Barrett versus Pete Dunne UK Championship.
I want to know where.
Yeah.
I want that match, actually. That's the thing.
Me too.
I'm actually searching that. I'm searching that to see if it's... Yeah, I don't see anything about that.
So we get Jim Cornette in the back.
Yeah, on a flip phone. Because Moose mentions he's on a flip phone. Apparently that's a thing.
That is a thing.
And both of them want in the gauntlet, and they're like, yeah. And then here comes Eli Drake and Chris Adonis. And Eli's like, I'm the number one guy around here and should be treated with respect, you know, has been. And Cornette says, number one? Okay, that's a good idea. You're number one. And Drake's pissed. And so will I. And then we get the Team America Pro or whatever it is, you know, the MMA guys.
Yeah, America I don't know who these guys are.
America Top Team. Well, the one is is it no? Not Sage Northcutt. Oh, Colby Covington. That's it. I should have gone to Wikipedia because I want to know where he is. Because if he is in UFC, he won't be for long. No, he is UFC. Oh, fuck you now. God almighty. He ain't going to be UFC for long then.
Hyra says Shelton has re-signed with WWE, confirmed by P. Windsor.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised considering how he was signed and he only missed it because of the surgery that he needed. So, but wow, so that guy's actually in UFC.
We need Filthy in GFW.
No. Even he's given up on covering it on bloody Filthy 4 Daily.
I know.
You think he'd want to go there? You don't want to go there. So basically, most of Team America Pro again is saying Lashley needs to quit wrestling. And so we get to the main event, Lashley and Sydal, which again was a very good match. Really well done. And I did like the finish as well, with Lashley going for the spear, but Sydal dodging it and rolling up Lashley and getting the 3 count.
Yeah, you got a flash roll up. I mean, great stuff here. Seidel hits the Meteora, and next thing you know, he's getting the upper hand. He gets caught with a vicious spine buster, and Lashley hits the Dominator running power slam for a near fall. And then he hits the regular version of the Dominator for a near fall, grabs a chair. I look over at my friend Tim that I'm watching the show with, and I'm like, Van Dominator's coming up. Sure enough, that's exactly what happens. And Shooting Star goes up, and he gets the knees up. Lashley goes for murder, death, kill, hits the buckle, and Seidel gets the flash stack roll up for the win. I like this. I like this a lot. There was a couple issues in this match, though. They went for a pop-up powerbomb midway through the match and almost completely lost it.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically the MMA guys from America's Top Team.
Then the ending.
Trying to kill
bloody Colby Covington, being a professional athlete, number 8 in the welterweight rankings in UFC, decided to choke out an official because he disagreed with his even officiating.
Yeah, it was not a good night to be an Impact official, especially if your last name is Hebner or Stifler.
Wait, O's? What happened to O?
Brian Hebner, baby Hebner.
Oh. Oh, got away easily then, you say?
Earl was fine, but baby Hebner, on the other hand, no.
And then, Lashley's like, you don't have to do that. Like, the guy was shouting, that's illegal! Like, what the? He's a fucking referee. What the fuck's illegal? Lashley tried to bring in a chair. That's legal, is it? That allowed? Is that in the Colby Covington rulebook for Dana White is going to fucking fire me in the morning?
And you never know.
Which is weird because, his record is 12-1. I don't know why he wouldn't want out. I mean, I don't know why he'd want out. That's what I meant to say.
So, real quick. First off, we'll mention the promo that we kind of glossed over a bit because it kind of happened. So, basically, Jim Cornette is wheeling and dealing in the back, and Moose and EC3 arrive, and they want in, and Cornette's like, okay, fine. Here comes Chris Adonis and Eli Drake, and Drake basically puts himself over, and he's like, I'm number one. And he's like, okay, fine, you are number one, but I'm not going to lie. He wasn't number one the next week. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. That's enough of a touch.
Ashley, did we end with the video package? Because that's what I'm seeing here. Because obviously I didn't watch it.
Yes, because it was basically like it was basically like that's all happening, and Colby's being held back, and Lashley's like checking on Hebner because he actually cares for him, even though he's supposed to be heel. And then he's like, "What? We're leaving? Why are we leaving early?" And a part of me is going, "Yes, we've got 7 minutes. Thanks, Fight Network." Oh, the advert I was seeing on the Fight Network. There's some fucking, the electric shock sort of therapy things that they do for toning your muscles and everything.
Right.
Apparently, it's the product of Dr. Ho.
Dr. Ho? Really?
Yes.
Holy crap, Dr. Ho.
Dr. Ho. The fucking...
Is that the 9th Dr. Ho or the 10th Dr. Ho or the 11th Dr. Ho?
No, that's bloody, what's his name? Bloody Carmen Mustafa.
God.
What's his name? Charles
Wright.
Yeah, Charles Wright. It's Charles Wright, except he's in an Asian body.
Oh my God. Oh, God.
So yeah, it's like, you know, and the best thing about this is here's Johnny Impact, or what I guess that's what we're calling him, at least for the time being.
He's Johnny Impact now. So he's Johnny Nitro, but now he's Johnny Impact.
Is that what he's actually being announced as by Dave?
Uh-huh.
Oh my fucking God.
Who
needs Carters when you've got somebody that surname is Impact? What? But yeah, he says, "Oh, I'm AAA champion. I'm Lucha Underground champion." I bet the Lucha officials are fucking pissed now. Also, the rate it's going, watch Lucha Underground. Better show overall than whatever the shit this 2 hours was. In all honesty. So yeah, Johnny Impact comes next week to GFW. And then I remember now, in the opening video package, you know, like the when they do the WWE Raw one.
Of course.
And you've got Roman and Sasha and Seth and all that in the intro before the Raw logo comes up, and then the not pyro goes off, at least as it is now.
Mm.
They still had Alberto in the thing with the belts.
I know.
They haven't edited it out. Also, I will give them credit. Sienna only came out with one belt.
Yeah, they've got new titles now.
They've officially ditched the 2 belts thing, which only was there last week. Blimey.
Well, first, before we do anything else, I do want to before we go into what happens next week, I do want to mention the dark matches.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly go over to your notes because the usual guy apparently gave up halfway through. However, he gave up on the entire show.
Well, that's the reason Owen's here, among others. So let's bring up the fact
to the bottom.
So the show starts off with an explosion. Well, okay. The show starts off with the battle of the DJs. So apparently there's this radio station called 96.9 The Game. It's a sports talk show channel here in Orlando. And they're DJs by the names of Brandon Kravitz and the Shot Doctor. No disrespect, Brandon Kravitz kind of looks like your normal, like, middle-aged wrestling fan that wanted to be like an armchair booker and stuff like that, wants to live the wrestling dream. The Shot Doctor looks like he's 75 years old. It's not my fault. It's just probably where I was at the time. No disrespect to the guy. I'm sure he's a jam-up guy. Close enough. So Brandon Kravitz is okay. So apparently the manager of the radio station is actually doing live commentary online, like literally live commentary on the radio at the time the match is taking place with Josh Matthews.
What?
Yeah, they had their own commentary booth that was towards the back of the arena and everything. So it was towards the back of Soundstage, right by the back of Soundstage 19 when they did that god awful Fact of Life segment that they used to do all the time with Eli Drake.
Tommy!
We'll talk about that goof in a minute. So Brandon Kravitz comes out with Congo Kong. He's the heel, clearly. He's got his face painted like Kong, which is funny because Kong's paint makes him look like Drago. Version of Drago. And here comes...
This DJ did blackface.
For the most part, yeah.
Oh my God. Are we sure he isn't? Oh, I better not bring that. I better not bring that up.
It was more. No, stop.
I'll be throwing political shit at me, but
it was it was a combination of Drago and yeah, that's the best way to put it. It was like Drago and like the old Abyss mask, like the one that he had before this one. So we had him in the corner of Kong, and then we had Braxton come out. No cherry bomb.
Oh.
Interestingly enough, I don't know for a fact if Allie is on the tapings this week. She was not out with Braxton at all this week. I don't think that matters necessarily, but yeah, she wasn't here. So I have a feeling she'll be working the shows this weekend. That's my guess. No really reason to have her, but then again, she's always out with Braxton, so I'm not sure why they didn't do that. So we get this, and the Shot Doctor comes out, and he's wearing a Superman cape, and he's making Superman poses, and it's really goofy. He does absolutely nothing. He cheerleads. That's his job as a manager here. And the job as a manager for Brandon Kravitz was actually to get on the ring apron and take a bump off the ring apron from Kong running into him, and led to Braxton getting the win, which makes sense. So yeah, that happened. And then afterwards, we got an explosion match of the explosion feud that will never end between Fallah Bahh and Mahabali Shera.
Oh, fuck.
Weirdly enough, the crowd was actually trying to get behind Fallah Bahh in this match because he's got this taunt now where he slaps the side of his head and he says "Bah, bah, bah," and it's something really you can jump on. And it's funny because a lot of people in the crowd were jumping on it, and that's good because Mahabali Shera doesn't need to have a job, much less a spot on this show. So,
well, are we sure they weren't actually chanting for Shera?
No, 100% they were chanting for Fallah Bahh.
Yeah, but look at his name, Mahabali. They're probably going Barley. Barley.
No, and it's not Boo Earns either. It's Boo. The thing is,
Majin Boo.
Of course, we had to go there, and it's now officially this is the Friday video. So, so the question that gets on here, they didn't sign Alberto's brother. Pyro asked if they signed Alberto's brother.
Oh, bloody dick face.
Ashley's favorite man on the face of planet Earth.
Even bloody Hodor has got more fucking personality than Dickface. And Hodor only says one word. He ain't used to, so you know. Jesus.
So that's that leads us right into the show. So that was the beginning of the show. How did the crowd come off live?
Bored.
I can assure you they didn't come off that way live.
They didn't try and pipe too much stupid noise into the place.
Mm-hmm.
The pops were real and everything. No, but like with the Tarantella stuff, like the shots that they did of the people, there was like confused faces and boredom.
Ah, I see.
Along with other bits, and sometimes it was like, I don't even know if the crowd are paying attention or watching or whatever. So, but certainly they didn't try and add on fake crowd noise to make it sound more full, because that makes it way more phony, arguably. So we open up, at least in terms of these tapings, because they probably won't open up with this next week.
Nope.
So the first thing they taped was the infant Christian. Which to me, at the minute, I'd say the infant Christian is probably trying to think who'd be an infant Christian right now. I guess Adam Cole?
Possibly.
He's sort of Christian-esque. It's more Christian than Karen Terrell seeming to be coming back to pro wrestling. The devil's work. Oh, wait, Jeff's played a preacher in Bloody Spring Breakers. He's just as much to blame.
Acer says Dick Face versus Hodor. Book it, Jim. Oh, God.
So, apparently, Taryn's just bashing Gail Kim and sick of it being the Gail show. Yep. Why? She's been fucking away for 8 months and it was anything but the Gail show.
Yeah, I mean, I see what she was doing as a heel, though, so I'll give her credit here. It basically just brought...
Continuity, motherfucker! Do you understand, bitch? You clearly don't. You clearly just came in dressed up like fucking Madonna because you think you're an infant Christian.
Like I said, I'm just glad that she's back, and I'm glad they're doing this. There's no more Dollhouse.
I'm glad Gail Kim's back.
Yeah, same here.
Apparently, that's now going to become a thing to fill up the next 3 months.
So then we move forward.
More NWO.
Well, Gail runs in, obviously, and chases Taryn to the back, and they're, like I said, they're building the feud. And then we get OI4K against the Heat Seekers. Yeah, that's cool.
Who are they?
Heat Seekers, I know from NWA Smoky Mountain. It's Elliot Russell and former Don't Call Me CM Sigmund. And so Sigmund and Elliot Russell lost to, they lost the match. Same finish as before. Sigmund eats the super kick, the tandem super kick finish. Crowd's really into this group. Obviously, the Chris brothers wearing basically very Horror Nights-esque. One you had Demon Mask and one had like the Joker mask. Like, I like that. I thought that worked really well. It was a very awesome entrance, very goth heavy. The ghost influence I talked about earlier. It's just, I like this because these two have worked each other before, and it's something that I'm happy that they actually did. And I'm happy the Heat Seekers got a shot here. So, yes, this moves us on to our next segment of the night, which is a segment I've been waiting a while to finally actually get a payoff, and it got the payoff I thought it would actually get all along, but I wasn't sure, but I was almost positive.
So here comes Grado and Joseph Park, and I guess he's doing his sort of farewell speech, and out of nowhere comes Laurel Van Ness. Not in a wedding dress.
Looking absolutely drop-dead gorgeous.
And not drunk.
Not even close to being drunk.
Actually, she straightened herself up. My problem is we know what's going to happen. We're going to find out that basically Grado's just married her for the green card, and she's going to go back to being crazy, drunk, and Laurel. And Congo's going to destroy him.
I hope that's not the route they go. That seems a little too obvious to be correct this time around.
It's fucking Jeff Jarrett. It's got to be obvious. Where's my fucking gold?
It's Gold Dust and Oksana. That's exactly what this storyline is. It's just reversed.
So apparently this is going to be airing on February the 29th. Legally, it has to, surely. You'd think.
I like the way they basically had Laurel propose to Grado, and
yeah, that normally happens only on leap year.
Yeah.
I don't mean the film. Fucking hell.
Which one?
The one with Amy Adams.
Oh, you're talking about the romantic comedy, not the crazy one where the woman wants to kill herself in a year. That you probably have never heard of.
I can after seeing the Amy Adams one, can I join her?
I mean, it's not really how that system works, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah. So Congo Kong is apparently pissed at all this. And he gets stopped by Maya Barley shit.
Yeah, I don't know why this happened.
Yeah, some Indian guy just managed to stop a giant monster. Okay. And I hope the wedding isn't next week. They're doing it that quick. Shotgun wedding.
We shall see.
I guess they'd have to because of the green card situation. Oh no. I just called it. So now it's time for the gauntlet for the gold.
Yep.
Here we go. We all know number one. It's at the end. What?
Yep.
The person who drew number one is. They did keep continuity with what they filmed an hour before.
Yeah, I don't get that. That's what I brought up earlier. I was like, I don't know exactly why this was the case. It just kind of was.
Prepare to see them actually shoot it the right way round, but just dub over Dave, like with generic sound going, entrance number one, Eli Drake. And then they just fade out.
We shall see.
And then Eddie comes out, but before he can get to the ring, and then you realize there's nobody else in there. Then again, no, Eddie'd have to be in the ring, so. Christ. That's going to get complicated. So, then number 3 is Bakara. Number 4 is Eddie Kingston. He's still alive. Then Braxton Sutter. Then, of course, Super Cop Dick Justice.
Yes, I'm very happy he's back.
And then EC3, who immediately gets rid of Justice.
He kicked him in the nuts and threw him over the top rope, to be more specific.
So then came Congo Kong, who eliminated Bakara and Kingston. Okay. Not okay. Then we had Suicide, then we had Shearer. Shearer then managed to knock Kong out. Okay. Number 11 is Adonis. Then Eli and Chris managed to throw out Shearer. Next, we've got bloody El Hijo del Fantasma. And then number 13, Johnny Impact. What a surname.
The Shaman of Sexy is back.
I think that means he's now, well, he hasn't been in Ring of Honor. I'm just trying to think in what promotions he hasn't been in yet.
Soon.
So, Mr. Impact throws out Chris and Suicide. Then we had Garza Jr. who took out Braxton. Then we have Falabar in at 15, KM at 16, and Ishimori in 17. That's random. Then here comes Lashley, who throws out all 3 of them. right? Okay. So then Moose is number 19, who takes out Garza, and then Loki obviously is number 20. So then we have EC3, TK freeing El Hijo de Fantasma out.
That looked good, by the way.
Then Moose and Edwards both managed to eliminate EC3.
Yep.
Moose got rid of Loki and then Lashley. So we're down to the final four of Johnny Impact, Eli Drake, Moose, and Eddie Edwards. So Edwards throws out Moose. And then Eli Drake managed to eliminate Johnny. And then, just to really confuse it, because it's the final two, we now go to a pinfall. It's not you don't throw them over the top rope anymore. It's a standard match. Continuity.
Yeah.
And then the most shocking thing happened. They put a guy over that's deserving of it and at the same time not deserving of it. Because your new Impact World Champion is Eli Drake.
And the crowd just ate this up. Oh my God.
If he now tries and be heel, but the crowd are still cheering for him, they're in fucking shit, aren't they?
He did it. That's exactly what happened tonight. Everybody was cheering for him, and he looks at them and just points to. He puts his finger to his mouth and basically is like, "Shh, quiet, quiet."
No. You do
not
control the fans like that. They will do whatever the fuck they want. This isn't a TV set like Dixie said anymore. And then just randomly, American Top Team decides to attack the fucking referees again.
Yeah, I don't get this at all. So when SS asks again, "Hey, British guy, are you gonna wrestle Jerry Lawler?" I can say that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Northeast Wrestling, Wrestling Under the Stars. Not this coming weekend, but I think next weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
It's happening.
I like the fact one SSS calls you British guy.
Yeah. I mean, I also like the fact that he says if, he wouldn't be surprised if Congo is cousins of Roman Reigns.
I thought that too.
Congo's talented. Congo has not been tainted by the blood of Dwayne.
This is true.
You may be new here. You do not know the catchphrases.
That's a good point.
So, yeah, I mean...
That was interesting.
I'm honestly confused.
It's very interesting and unique, to say the least.
Whatever interesting is the right word.
I didn't mind this at all.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I am interested to see what happens next.
Me too. That's the reason why it sucks. I'm going to have to miss 3 nights.
But I'm also worried. Because everything as it stands is concerning me. It's like they're trying to, make sure the ship doesn't sink by moving directly to the other side of the boat, not realizing the momentum is going to tip it over again. because that's the way it seems to be going. It's rocking left and right and left and right, and you're just waiting for the bit when it completely goes over. And it's getting to that point because I think bringing all these old people, Popcast will be mad if GFW leaves Pop and goes with Spike. I mean, technically over here it's already with Spike, so I don't need to have that issue.
Right.
I wouldn't be mad. I think Spike would be mad for doing the deal because I don't know whether it'd save the ratings. Because it depends how it would fit with the schedule that they'd want to do with Bellator. Because I'd have thought they'd want to put the programming together, similarly timed and everything. But the problem is the Bellator stuff sometimes starts at like 8 or 9 Eastern, I think.
Right.
So if it did, it'd be in completely the wrong place anyway. And I honestly think, and again, this was brought up with the whole UK scene stuff that we talked about earlier. Most people in the UK are catching the shit on YouTube. They basically hear people saying, "Oh, the show was crap, but this segment was really good." And of course, WWE puts up all the entire segments.
Exactly.
Except, be that Nashville ass! Be that Nashville ass!
Yeah, that's you're not gonna see that again.
Oh no, because it will just be it's on Botchamania. So it's there.
So I do have a couple things about the Impact tapings for this week that was announced in a press release that was released earlier today.
Oh, we get into this what the fuck is this shit on Tuesday?
Yeah, this is super random. So let's talk about how it's working. Now, tonight was the big thing about the two DJs, which the Media Mayhem match. Kind of like going back to the days of like Man Cow when they did the WCW shows in Chicago. I believe it was Spring Stampede, if I remember correctly, where Man Cow worked a DJ match before the show started. Usually these matches were against Jimmy Hart for some reason.
You vaguely remember it.
Yeah. So that was last night. Well, I can say that now. It's officially Friday, so last night. Tonight is going to be Cancer Awareness Night. I'm reading. Oh, I'll get to this. In conjunction with the American Cancer Society Central Florida Chapter, GFW will pay tribute to those fighting cancer, and those will be honored to have been lost to cancer. The ceremony will feature Orlando resident Cynthia Cardenas, a two-time breast cancer survivor, wife and mother of two. She was first diagnosed in 2006, and her cancer returned in 2015. After a year of chemo, 7 weeks of radiation and surgery, and her second fight against cancer, the hope is that it's now all gone from her body and will not come back. The ceremony will include a traditional American Cancer Society luminary tribute, giveaways from L'Oreal, and makers of La Roche-Posay skincare products.
I mean, do I have to say anything?
No, not really. There's more. I move forward. On Saturday, which of course I'm gonna have to miss, it's Boys and Girls Club of Central Florida night. On Wednesday, apparently Rosemary, Andrew Everett, EC3, and Moose visited 2 Orlando area Boys and Girls Clubs for a meet and greet and Q&A.
Rosemary with all her makeup, the kids would be like, "What the fuck?"
I'll get to that on Saturday. On tomorrow, this Friday, those kids from the clubs will be coming to the Impact Zone to be there live, firsthand, in person, with reserved VIP seating. And 2 of the club
Oh my God! Colby Covington's gonna fucking choke out a kid.
Oh God. Safety first. So two of the club youngsters, I'm reading their words verbatim, will be randomly picked to be serving in select roles for the matches, including a special guest ring announcer and a special bell ringer.
Well, that's going to be on Explosion.
Yep.
And if that's on the television, that's going to be making his way to the ring. Congo. Why are you eating me?
So one SS is asking questions about, are we happy Baron Corbin lost Money in the Bank?
Mixed thoughts.
Yeah.
It's a shame it was wasted, but this is backstage politics for you.
Yep. And Hyra wants to know what happened to the guy with the one leg in TNA. Which one? Are we talking about Zach Gowen? I have a feeling you're probably talking about Chris. You're probably talking about Chris Melendez. Yes, Zach Gowen was in TNA.
Oh yeah, Melendez. I completely forgot about Melendez. That's how memorable he was. War veteran. Yeah, I don't think he's there because, GFW probably wants 10% of his leg.
Oh God, don't go there. So let's get to Tuesday, shall we? I'll be here for this, and God only knows how this is going to work. So Tuesday is going to be Latin night.
Yeah, but not just that.
I'll get to it.
It's a co-produced wrestling show between GFW and another wrestling group, which is apparently called.
Which I don't have that information. Apparently, I'm looking for that.
Oh God damn it! I need to go back to F4W.
Give me a second. I'll get it. I have it.
It was on their daily update, and even Dave in the update was like, "This is freaking weird." Hang on.
It doesn't help that when I'm trying to find information, my computer is going as slow as humanly possible.
Same here. It's always going well, isn't it?
Okay, so yes, I'm trying to get it here. All I had access to was the Latin night, but now there's more to it apparently. I'm trying to find it, and it's not here.
Yeah. It's going to be a joint promotion between GFW and the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Metro Orlando.
Yes. Okay, that is correct. I thought you were talking about a wrestling company, but no.
That because it says joint promotion, to me that tells me it is.
No, it's not. It's basically a sponsor. It's pretty much what that means.
It's a joint promotion. It's a joint promotion. And apparently in the press release they were saying, well, we've got LAX and Garza Jr. and Laredo Kid and Herrera de Fantasma and Drago. Let's be honest, the only ones you've actually got are LAX. The others are only because you've signed deals with them.
And apparently Margie Vieira, who is the Director of Business Development for the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Metro Orlando, will be speaking about the organization and her longtime family history in pro wrestling. I don't know who this. I don't know who this is. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't.
Oh no! Christ!
It's gonna be fun. So, if you're wanting to attend the shows and you are in this area, or you're able to travel this area, or you're on holiday, you're on vacation, and you're able to go, it's Soundstage 19. Last night at 5:30, and the show started at 6:30. And one SS has a question about. He says, "Hey, Englishman, why is
Englishman, take your powder, ocean man."
I know it's Englishman, but we're gonna call you Englishman because you're British guy too. Why is Paige still not? Why is Paige still not fired? She went to a GFW show. She had a sex tape, airport incident, and her wellness policy. I got 2 words: Dwayne's movie.
Yes.
100% correct on
put
that.
So much money in it, they're not going to let it go.
Nope, not at all.
And then when they do it, it's not going to get any sort of cinema release. It's just going to go straight to DVD and video on demand. And as soon as it's out, they fucking get rid of it.
Pyro says he
Part of me, though, does wonder whether they might actually look on her circumstances and basically realize they brought her in way too fucking young.
I can see that.
Because I think it's the... I don't want to say young, dumb, and full of cum, but...
Oh my god, no.
That's practically what happened, though.
I know, sadly.
You know, bloody... What's his name? Brad Maddox decided to take advantage of her. And then, of course, the stuff leaked because everything gets leaked because nothing digital is safe. You know, the stuff with Alberto, I don't know whether she's at fault or he. I know he's supposedly been cleared, but
right,
he's got reputation. Hell, that's why GFW have sort of temporarily suspended him.
Right.
Possibly permanently, who knows? You know, and you know, supposedly he wasn't treating his former wife, you know, with a lot of nice stuff and everything.
Correct.
I think she I think she's just she's not in a great way. I think to prove that, look at all these shows that her mum was supposed to be on and she's not showing up on.
That's a very good point right there.
I actually think that she isn't even, you know, she's dealing with obviously the health issues of her husband. But clearly doesn't give a shit about either. And she's also probably having to deal with the issues because, you know, at certain points you were sort of thinking, you know, Paige might have to be on suicide watch. Because all the stuff was happening one after the other after the other. So, you know, technically she's not fired because of the movie thing and the, you know, the way they're working that, but
right.
You know, it's sort of like, I mean, it's not rehab that she needs, but she obviously needs, like with what you get with rehab, she needs counseling and sort of the right people to look after her.
She needs to get her head right again, basically.
To get her head right. And if I'm honest, the only way that's going to be happening is if she splits away from Alberta. Because I think there's somebody that would probably get on with her a lot better and probably treat her better than Alberto apparently is.
We will see.
And then I'm seeing Hyro.
You can touch that one. I'm not.
Yeah. Crazy Steve. Yeah, he's Crazy Steve is not. He won't be debuting immediately.
Right, he's going to NXT.
You'll be seeing him either for hopefully by the end of the year.
I'd say so.
And in terms of the Bray Wyatt thing, yes, he is the eater. He is the eater of a certain person's ass.
Oh God.
Probably. By the way, we mentioned on Monday that JoJo was missing because of a bereavement in the family, didn't we?
So. Right.
Yeah. The great thing is apparently we only know about the Bray and JoJo thing thanks to his wife.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens sometimes.
So there we go, I guess.
Yeah, I mentioned my friend Tim that I watched the show with tonight. He's in chat right now. So
there he is. See if there's anything else relating to Impact. I don't think there is in the news.
No, that's everything's still the same. Doors open at 5:30. Show starts about 6:15 ish. Impact has got a deal right now, a t-shirt bundle where you're going to get actually not t-shirts, but you get an Impact deal where you get 6 DVDs for $36.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the Impact YouTube channel actually got 1 billion views. So they're having a bundle right now where you're getting...
video.
Have you seen this? Oh, God. It is $74.99, and you get a t-shirt, you get a DVD, you get an autographed photo, an armband, a mask, a keychain, a TNA program book, so it's interesting probably, Knockouts photo book, Knockouts banner, playing cards, an action figure, a CD, a wallet, a bandana, a pair of sunglasses, a hat, and probably the most important thing, given the fact that everyone probably marks out for this, fidget spinner. All that. Yep, for $75.
Also, I like the fact that they don't even fucking bother redirecting from shoptna.com.
Yeah, I understand there.
Even though it's shopimpact.com, it's shoptna.com. Oh, they're selling Jeff Hardy merch.
Yeah. Hey, everything must go, man. So yeah, they're Don West has a t-shirt.
Yeah, but they're not reducing it. Nope. Sorry, I need to double check because if first, God damn it, where is it?
Don West also has a t-shirt bundle right now for the year, and you can get 3 shirts for $50 and 4 shirts for $60. And they're all the new shirts too. They're nothing old. It's all the newer shirts.
Where is it?
Tim says, I guess they're trying to sell everything so they can pay their workers. Yeah, well, Ashley still wants to know what his gold is.
I need to see if this is... Oh, wow. The Pope glasses aren't on sale anymore.
Gee, I wonder why.
That's a shame, especially when you're considering... If you think about it, the glasses look exactly the same as Johnny Impact's glasses.
Agreed.
They also look like Bret Hart's glasses. So it's like, I'm surprised that they aren't trying to sell them and shove them off for, cheap, unless they got rid of them all. Also, I do like the fact that the picture of Shop Impact has bloody Davey Richards on it.
Wow.
God, I love it. Love the fans. I'm determined to see whether these glasses are hidden somewhere.
Oh, God.
They were like the best thing that they had. Not under clothing and apparel. What? That's not fair. It clearly is. Oh, please tell me there's aces and eights playing cards. Oh shit! You can get a Taryn Terrell pre-Christian shit for only $10. That's the deal of the day, everybody. Get that shit on your wall. Oh, and you can get a Sting plastic mask so you can pretend to be him as well. Eric Young plastic beard. What the fuck? Oh, you can get a Willow mask.
Ashley is now taken to just going to shopimpact.com and just looking at the merch now.
Oh yeah, there's the really good one. Yeah, if you want your girl to be looking even more sexist than she could be, just get her a TNA Future Knockout bib for only $12. Oh no. Yeah, but looking at it, because she's basically trying to get out of her bikini, go for the Taryn Terrell gold banner for $10. Don't get the Rebel one. Do not support her until she gets better in Stardom.
Oh, God.
My vag!
Oh, God, here we go. Oh, dear God. So, I think on that note, randomly enough, I think that's the show.
Part of me wants to go to the WWE shop and see what stupid shit they're selling for cheap. Except the computers being slow.
Nothing worried about that. So that's your show tonight. Once again, I want to thank everyone for joining us. Everyone that was speaking out in chat tonight. Hopefully, you guys and girls out there will return when we come back here literally tomorrow for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. And it looks like Ring of Honor
stuff together or two separate ones.
God, it's so tough. I don't know exactly what we should do at this point, since we're like spitballing right now live here in front of everyone. I mean, we could do two separate. It just kind of depends.
Oh wow, we got booty deals apparently.
Oh boy,
$5, $10, and $15 deals that ain't booty. Apparently, I don't know what that's about. Shop all, damn it! I want to know the cheap shit. Stop giving me whatever the shit that adverts are. Yeah, I don't want to just go and shop WWE UK because I want to know what the prices are in America. Considering how most of the people probably listening to us are probably based in North America. Oh my God, there's the Elias World Tour shirt.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of debating about getting that.
Oh my God. Oh, it's already changed into UK prices. That's annoying. The new. Oh, whoa, that's interesting. The newest stuff are new Rob Schamberger shirts for Roman, Asuka, and Aleister Black. And commemorative battleground photo plaques. Because, yay. Okay, there's an Aleister Black shirt. There's a new one, a new Kurt Angle shirt, a new Sammy shirt.
That I'll have that soon.
A SummerSlam Brooklyn shirt, various other ones as well. Charlotte Flair Dynasty shirt.
Hyro's calling you. He says, "Hey, English dude, why
Street Profits reusable party cups? Except they're not red; they're black."
So lame.
Idiots.
Hey, English dude, why do the New Day belts? Why did they do New Day belts if they didn't use it on television? I remember seeing those titles at WrestleMania. Actually, I think I did it to make a quick buck off everyone that was there live.
WrestleMania 33 silicone bracelets are like 75% off. Oh, you can get a page tattoo for like 50 cents. Apparently.
Good
Oh
God.
wow. We've got Ready, Willing, and Gable towels like 2/3 off as well. And random plastic Oscar masks for only $1.
Random plastic Oscar mask.
Well, they're different designs. It just depends how you feel. I don't know. Sasha Banks shades for like $3, which is about the same price as a Best of Sheamus DVD. What the fuck is Best of about? Oh, Southpaw Regional Wrestling drink sleeve. That's the fucking shit right there. Support them. Don't support anything else. Just Southpaw, man.
Yeah, all I'm seeing right now, the new shirts, the new Takeover Brooklyn shirt and new Aleister Black shirt. Everything else is old. For NXT shirts, that is.
Wow, the NXT Takeover shirts are already $5 for the Chicago show. And Thank You Taker shirts are only like $10. Maybe.
The Revival shirts, $5.99. Oh, that's for you.
KO Mania 2 shirts for $10. Do you want a replacement?
I don't have one yet. I'm working on getting one still.
What, KO Mania 2?
Yeah, I don't have either one of the KO Mania shirts. Again, I missed out on both of them.
It's only $10.
I have Bullet Club shirts to buy on the regular, it seems like.
Yeah, but it ain't going to be 10. Keep in mind, they should be like $20 or 25. And they're down to a 10. So, can I change the shipping? Yeah. Can I ship to America, please? Not that I'm buying it for Owen, it's just that then I can actually give him an accurate price rather than UK prices. Because this is more important than any other shit. It goes Southpaw Regional Wrestling, Shop WWE, Shop Impact, then everything else in the world. And then Global Force Gold. That's the least important. So the confusing thing is, it says that it's $11.99 instead of $25, but it's in the $10 deals. Which the fuck is it, WWE? Honestly, all these shirts that are $5 and they're $5.99. Do you not know how fucking numbers work, WWE? If it says $5, I expect it to cost $5. Oh, now I'm James Corden. Christ, you could at least call me Craig Ferguson. Tyler Bate Pete Dunne rematch. I want to see it on the Indies. In all honesty, just because England is his city. That's not James Corden. That's some other fat fuck. Enough of that cunt and those stupid people. Oh, look, you're on a Disney Channel. Well, what the fuck are you doing on fucking YouTube? I know this video will get demonetized, but he does shit and stuff like that. He gets monetized just because he's got more fucking subscribers. Bloody YouTube communism. That's what that is. You know, the many get nothing and the few get everything. I mean, that isn't communism, but, you know. Perhaps we need some YouTube communism and, you know, already affecting wrestling content as it is.
I think that's a good place to stop this tonight.
Probably. Well, you know, it's all chat's fault. It's your fault.
That's how it works.
Normally, I don't even look at this. You should be privileged. Normally, I let Owen deal with the stuff like, hey, English dude, or whatever.
Pretty much. So that is literally your show tonight. Once again, I want to thank everyone for joining us live in our chat room tonight. You guys are awesome. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you'll return when we talk NXT TakeOver tomorrow, along with Ring of Honor, the Liverpool show, as well as on Sunday for SummerSlam, because the show is going to be 9,000 hours long. And then on Monday on Monday night, we'll be talking Raw. Wednesday, back here for the Wednesday Wrestling Popcast. And AJ takes over the weekend if you're a movie buff. AJ's movie review will go into a Western theme tonight. Tomorrow, that's your verses for tomorrow. And on Saturday, AJ's movie reviews, about 7 different movies will be reviewed on that video. So stay tuned. So.
And then my game with Ash thing will probably be, either it will be Sunday or Monday. Be one of the two.
Exactly.
Trying to work out what I can bring out and pad out into some sort of thing to talk about that isn't already been talked about a lot on Tay Internets and everything.
Right. Ashley, where can we find you on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter. Ash is my name, UK.
All right. Follow me on Twitter at Siro and Disney. Follow the network at Popcast Network. Check out our Facebook fan page at Popcast Network. And also, we have Acer, which is always a very happy presence here on the network every single week in the chat rooms. Follow him on Twitter at Acer1337. Yes, in a row for all the podcasts you should be listening to, wrestling and or otherwise. And check out his YouTube channel at Acer5000. So I want to thank everyone for joining us live or in archive tonight. And we will join you once again on Saturday night for our NXT TakeOver and Ring of Honor UK podcast. That's going to be coming your way. And as always, in a world where there are a billion wrestling podcasts, we're very pleased that once more this evening you have chosen a Popcast. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for listening. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.
I mean, I would do something at the end, but I'd have to have a run-in from, like, Cleveland or Aaron if we're going on what happened in GFW, but they're sensible. They're asleep.